they've added something to this compensation plan that some of y'all may not have seen. I want to walk you through this as Caleb and I later on are going to go through it and talk to you about how to really build this business. Okay? Now, I want you to see the power. I'm going to skip a little bit. Everybody knows that you have to be on auto-ship to get paid, right? I don't have to go there. And platinum, if you want to do this thing, is the only way to go. That's a 200. We can start anywhere, but platinum is the only way to go. But let me walk you through this, because when we're talking about this compensation, and you just need to understand it. Remember this. Write this down. With to death. With to death. The wider you build this, the deeper the compensation plan goes. The wider you build it, the deeper the compensation plan goes. Now, with that in mind, you don't want to build it wide if you don't have people that you replicated to be in leadership. You don't just want to put 10 people out there just to have 10 legs, because you can't support 10 people. I understand that, but I'm telling you, to match the compensation plan, it's going to take you going wide. Just understand that. But we're going to teach you a 4x4, or we literally teach 5x5. We do that because it puts you in the car bonus program. I'm going to show you the numbers 4x4, but I'm going to show you everything that we've added to this in a 5x5. So we look at 4x4. Does everybody understand? We're talking about 4 levels of people. Does everybody understand that? So if your first level is full, you have 4 people. If your second level is completely full, you have 16, third level 64, fourth level 256. Everybody understand what I mean there, right? Now, we realize that we're going to do the percentages this way. 10%, 15%, 10%, 10%. We pay 45% first 4 levels. You have companies out there paying 40% 8 levels, and they're making a lot of money. I'm going to go over just a little bit about why we can do this, and I'm going to go over some product knowledge before lunch, so we can go through some of those things. But our compensation plan is always calculated on $100 in purchases. Even though the average auto ship in our company is $184. We base everything on $100. So, if you had 4 people on that first level, all doing $100, your first level would be generating $400 in revenue. So at a 10% clip, my commission on that is $40. Everybody with me? Yes? Yeah. 16 times 100 would be $1,600 in revenue. Times 15% would be $240. Everybody good? 64 times 100 would be $6,400. At 10% would be $640. Everybody good there? 256 times 100 would be $25,600. Whoops. At 10% would be $2,560 for a total of $3,480 for 340 people. Let's stop right there. You're talking about an annuity that can pay you like almost $50,000 a year for just sharing this with 340 people. Now here's the bad part about it. I underestimated this because in multi-level marketing, the average distributor represents $6 in compensation plan. You can take any compensation plan out there, and on average, if you times the distributors that are active in your business by $6, that's going to give you in the neighborhood of your compensation. Well, because we own everything that we do, we're debt free. Because we operate half of our company at a 400% markup. So Tom does well over $2 billion a year, third-party packaging and private labeling for 100 of the top companies in the world. 30 of them have to be MLM. And some of you have gone through that tour and saw some of the companies that you used to represent product right there in our warehouse. Tom does it. But he takes that profit and puts that 400% into our bottom line, of which we have no debt. So we create our own product, so we're able to take a better quality of product based on our profit and put a better product out there. And I'll give you an example. Edit that out, AC. Puts out rapid repair cream. That's very expensive. And Tom will tell you the most expensive thing on that product is the cap. That's on any cosmetic. That's the most expensive thing there. rapid repair cream has a ingredient in it called ergothymine. Okay? Now, in order for ergothymine to effectively work in your body, it has to be in a product at 20,000 parts per million in order for it to work effectively. We use 50,000 parts per million. They couldn't use 50,000 because it's way too expensive. We use 50,000 parts per million. It uses 4 parts per million. It only works at 20,000 parts per million. They use 4. Why? Because marketing will have you believe in all kinds of stuff. They use 4. We use 50,000. We have the retail, we have the rights to ergothymine from a direct selling standpoint. They have it from a retail standpoint. And as you begin to learn this, you'll be able to sit down with folks, and it's just a bullet in your gun. Not one you throw out there. It's one you have. The information that you're going to get about the industry and about the company, you don't throw that out there because then you're trying to convince somebody. I have that just in case I need to go one step further with you. Because what you'll do is end up throwing up on people, telling them stuff they don't need to hear. And now you're confusing. So they don't need that unless there's something legitimate that for some reason you might not have covered. So to say that, because we can do that, Mike, $16 is what you can use as the average per distributor in our company. So if you took 340 times 16 people, times $16, that's $5,440 a month. That's an annuity for 340 people. You're talking about, let's round it down to $5,000. $60,000 a year annuity for what they're already doing anyway. See, the one thing I love about this product is that no one can tell me they don't have it in their home. Everybody got lotion. Don't get room for black folk. Come on, y'all. Black folk got 2 or 3. You got to have 2 or 3 tubes of lotion everywhere. One in the bathroom, one in the car, one in the purse. Just keep it. You got to have one, boy. How many of y'all been out there asking hands? They got no lotion. You be rushing to do something, hands in your pockets. You don't want to shake nobody in. That's reality. So we're going to do it. So what you're talking to people about is, and we're talking about pleasure. The exchange of what we have should be exciting. It should be fun. You should get folks to laugh. But think about it. No one can say, well, I'm not interested. You're lying because you're already doing it. Let me come to your house. So now what is it? The issue is they don't want to change. That's the only issue you're dealing with. And ultimately, they're going to. See, when they begin to realize that lipstick, on average, has 29 toxins in it, they'll begin to wonder, wait a minute, something's wrong. When you look at breast cancer, and we would say that breast cancer is a prevalent issue in the world today, right? When you look at the majority of breast cancer cells, almost all of them have dioxin, which was the main ingredient in Agent Orange, which is no longer required to be on the label. It was the main ingredient in Agent Orange, though. And 94 to 96% of all breast cancer cells have parabens in them. And parabens are preservatives found in cosmetics. So you're talking about, truthfully, an issue that's relevant to almost everybody. And now you can intelligently explain to them just that little bit. Those 2 little words, dioxin and parabens, if you understand that dioxin was the main ingredient in Agent Orange, that'll make somebody wake up. And parabens are preservatives found in almost every cosmetic. Avon, Mary Kay, Arbonne, the list goes on and on. Companies that have made a lot of money, but now we get to do it the right way. So this is what our compensation plan looks like 4 levels deep. Justin's trade, commissions, but what C. Thomas and Gerald hit me to was this. Oh, shoot, I shouldn't put that. There's one piece that they've taken to another level. And it is the one piece that doesn't factor into compensation plans on a whole. Whenever you're dealing with compensation plan, indirect selling, it is always based on personal consumption. Say that, personal consumption. So Mike, they're going to base it on what you're going to use every month. Figure what you use every month. Bernard, what you use every month. Jarrett, what you use every month. That's the way they're going to calculate the compensation plan. But what they were able to show me is there's a piece in this that nobody ever factors into. And that's called customer acquisition. When you talk to people about business, does it scare the majority of people, yes or no? When you tell them, I want to help you start a business, they're like, oh no. Because they're thinking self-employment, they're thinking buildings, they're thinking taxes, I don't want to start no business. But let me ask you something. Would it be easier to ask somebody to find one customer a month? Is that less threatening to the average person? I just want you to find one customer a month. Could you do that?